Hey beautiful people, Hoodie here, hope you're well. I had a few hours spare this afternoon, and as any dad, busy guy working and all of that sort of stuff, whenever you got a few hours, you sort of got to try and take advantage of it. So what I did is I quickly ran up the local rehearsal studio, and I've just plugged myself in. I've got my beautiful Duchess Victory V4 amplifier behind me. I've got my pedal board down there, and what have I got? I've got just a dodgy tuner which I'll need to replace at some point. I've got a broadcast pedal which I love. I've got the Dispatch, Dispatch Master, which is a great pedal, just an all-round reverb and delay pedal which I really like. I've got this, I call it a hood drive, but I think it was a Tonecat Clon. It just comes without a name on it, and I thought it'd be fun to put my own name on it. And I've got this new Zoma pedal, which I love. That's been a new one this week, and it's really helping me create some really nice moods. Then I'm going into a splitter. One side of that splitter is going to my Duchess amplifier. I love that amplifier. I love the tone of that amplifier. But the other side is going into the simplifier pedal. See right at the top there. And that simplifier is a solid state amplifier. So I've literally got two amplifiers right playing in front. And the idea is, I thought that I might bring up my Zoom Live Track L-6, and I've got the amp, that one, the Victory mic'd up on the channel 1, and I've got the simplifier coming out into channel 3. I'm running it all off a battery here. And I'm just going to, when you record on this thing, it just records all tracks. So I better turn that off mute. It just records all tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play it. I don't even know what I'm going to play. So this could be a disaster. But the sound I've got coming from both of those channels is really nice. And sometimes when I'm just playing at home and I forget, then I just play something, that I just capture a moment. So I guess I'm just going to see, I'm going to play here, see if I capture a moment. I'm playing through, there's my beautiful guitar, my Yamaha Revstar. I'm playing through wirelessly, and I know I'm just sitting here and I could quite easily have a cable, but I was getting some grounding issues, and I didn't like the buzzing. It sort of takes me out of the moment when I hear that buzzing, and it drives me insane. But that's why these videos are so good, right? Because I watched another guitar video months ago. I can't even really remember which one it was. If I can remember, I'll put it in the comments. But what he was saying is when he records wirelessly because it gets rid of that grounding issue. And I found that that's what it does, this setup. So I've got a really nice setup here. I'm literally just in the studio. I've got a couple of hours, and I think now I've got an hour and a half to spare. And I'm just going to record it and see what magic I can come out of it. Hopefully I can create a like a live in the studio type recording that I can maybe put on YouTube or something like that. Maybe if it's good enough, I can create my next live recording. So I'll record it. I'm going to see what happens. With a little luck, some magic comes out of this. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, but a great waste of time because I just love playing my guitar when I get the chance. So that's my setup. That's how I'm going to run it. Let's see how we go. What I may end up doing is actually just taking one of those signals. Maybe I don't do both. Maybe I mix both into a single signal or something. I don't know, because I'm not going to know till I get back home. I'll put the whole thing into the computer and see what has come out of it. So anyway, that's the setup. Wish me luck. I'm going to go have some fun now, and I'll report back later. All right. Thanks, guys. All right, I'm back. So it's now been 2 days since I went into that recording studio and recorded that intro that you've just heard. In that time, I've played for about an hour and a half. So it was about an hour and a half, and all of that has been edited down. I've edited the audio, the film footage, put in all the faders and all of that sort of stuff. And I've got now, what I'm really happy with is about 13 minutes of live in the studio recording of 7 songs. They're quite short because they're solo guitar songs. So I've got these 7 songs, really proud of them. I'm going to post them on Friday night, my Friday night jam regular time where everybody comes to watch my videos. And if you watch those, you might think, wow, this is really great. But you wouldn't have seen all the crappy outtakes that I did of each song. But that's okay, right? I've captured something I'm really proud of, and it's a great little recording that I'm going to be proud of for a very long time, rather than just my everyday recordings that I do. So here's 3 lessons that I took away. I thought I would share those with you. One is the idea of the multiple recording outputs was a good one, right? In the end, I had video from my phone, but I also had audio from the simplifier pedal, which was one of the amplifiers I had on my pedal board, a pedal board amplifier, solid state. And then I had audio from my Victory amplifier as well. Now, what was supposed to happen is I recorded the whole thing in my Zoom live track L6. I was supposed to get 3 recordings, right? I was supposed to get each of those individually, those 2 amplifiers, and I was supposed to have a joint mixed recording. So I was going to then mix those 3 recordings. What actually happened is I have some sort of issue with this Zoom thing. I've been on the phone with tech support with Zoom, or on email anyway, because there's no phone support, and they think there's an issue with this. And what I got was the mixed and the simplifier. So I missed out on the Victory by itself, but that's okay because I got a really great sound between the 3 of them. So it's maybe it would have been too much anyway. So I'm quite happy with the sound quality I've got, and you'll hear a little bit of that. I think if you're in a, it's that whole, having the engineer in a separate room would have been better, and absolutely it would have. But hey, I'm doing it all myself, so I'm just trying to work it all out. So that's lesson 1, that having that multiple recording sources gave me a lot of options. So that was good. The second one is this style of solo guitar playing where there's no backing tracks or no other instruments is actually, it leaves you very exposed, right? Every single mistake, every single, where you don't quite hit the note or anything like that is just, it's there for everybody to see. So it's really easy to, to just make the tiniest mistake, but you hear it and I hear it, and then I have to redo it again. And, when you're playing and you're not recording, you don't make those mistakes, right? But the moment you hit record, everything changes, right? Something happens, the tension rises a little bit. You don't want to make mistakes. You're scared to move, and you're not just flowing like you might flow if I'm just playing here in my home studio, right? So there was, it was really tough. I think if I was going to record an EP or an album, what I might do is take a lot more time. I mean, I wanted to record as many songs as I could. I got 7 songs down, which I'm quite happy with. But I think if I was going to do it again, I might just try and do, 4 or something like that, and just do multiple takes, maybe get a metronome so I can get it right on, the beat that I want for each song. Maybe think about it a lot more before I go, rather than just plug in and press record. I don't know, but I would have, maybe taken a little bit more time with each of those songs. I took a bit of a risk, and it wasn't a big risk. I think the studio cost me $70. So if it was a bust, it's not like anybody's counting or anything like that. But there was some slight loose connection to my Revstar. I need to get that looked at. So I could have gotten there, and I've done that before when I was younger, where I've taken equipment into the studio to record something, and I had a whole band there. And the equipment wasn't working, and I didn't test it before, and it was it was quite embarrassing because I was supposed to be the more experienced guy in the room, and I hadn't tested my equipment before getting there. So I took a bit of a risk. However, it paid off because the guitar was beautiful. It sounded fantastic. But I will get that fixed because it's just a small thing. Maybe I've been bashing it about. I've been playing that guitar a lot, so I'm not surprised. But at the end of the day, look, it was a lot of fun. I got a great video coming out that I'm really proud of. I really captured the essence of these 7 songs, which, yes, I've played with backing tracks before, but I've never played them as a solo, just a solo guitar and nothing else, I don't think. So it's good to sort of capture them in that way. It might be the beginning of a set or something like that if I choose to go play down this way at some point. But yeah, really happy with the output. So I'll give you a little taste now. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching my videos. Thank you for your support and all of these things. I get a lot of great comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I'm just bringing you on the journey, and really appreciate you taking the time to listen to my music, and I hope this video has helped you as well, maybe for your next recording project. Anyway, thanks a lot, and you'll hear the full recording this Friday, but in the meantime, here's a little taste.